Hello and welcome to this episode of Dice Friends, in which we will be playing the Candlekeep mystery one-shot, The Price of Beauty. I am your dungeon docent, Michelle Rapp, and with me are some wonderful little Candlekeep adventurers. And why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves? Terry, or Andy, as you are known in real life. Why don't we start with you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm playing Terry Fisselwit, who is a junior adjutant of mediocre standing in Candlekeep. He's a fun little rock gnome wizard, and I'm glad we're having the game today. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, Derek, aka Nelson, who are
Hi,
you?
hi, I'm going to be playing Derek Deeprock tonight, a dwarf dad. Um, this character is a bard who likes to inspire people and goes on adventures out of a strong sense of needing to find out about the outside world, but really longing for that closeness to home. So you watch out for pep talks here and there and maybe the occasional terrible joke.
Wonderful. And next, let's go to Lenta, aka Corey.
Hi, I'm Corey, playing Lenta, the human barbarian bard, former Simolo Plateau guard, now following the path to find herself.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, and rocking an extremely dapper outfit in character and out of
Stop
character,
it. No. Is it so thing?
Carl, aka Kiss. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Nathan Kiss, aka What is Kiss, aka Carlisle L. Daniels, a fighter, scholar, and took the past two levels just trying to find themselves in the middle of, in between thesis, pretty much. So they ended up with 2 levels of wizard. Happy to be here. Even more happy to procrastinate.
Excellent. And so, with that, let us begin our adventure with The Price of Beauty, which should just be a totally normal spa adventure. So, if you're hoping for something a little bit more, I don't know, intriguing, mysterious today, I don't know if you saw I'm rocking this sleep mask and this like nice gauzy robe. Everyone's looking real dapper today. It's gonna be one of those beach episodes, one of those relaxing episodes. So, strap in and get ready for a relaxing time here at Candlekeep. With that, let us descend. Let's see, the camera moves in on the majestic towers and libraries of Candlekeep. It's a beautiful afternoon, just right before sunset. You see like a bunch of pigeons just fly past, and one of them actually takes a poop, and we follow the poop as it falls down and very narrowly misses Terry Fizzlewit as you walk towards the library with a fresh box of a fresh cart of books that need to be shelved as you make your way to the helpful Q&A visitor center in the main Candlekeep library. So Terry, you have been ordered here by Randall, your superior, as a part of your many duties in order to recover your superior standing, as you were before you were so recently and very unfortunately demoted. So what's Terry feeling as he's walking with this cart, kind of trundling along, narrowly missing a pigeon poop?
Terry is very happy that he has been missed by that bombardment, as he's just had his purple robes dry cleaned, and he's excited because he's got a new system for organizing books. He's discarded the idea of organizing books by publication date. That was clearly a bad system for many reasons. No, the new thing is organizing books by the date of the author's death, because then you get like the context in which, so they died here, so they can't be writing about anything that happened after that. Therefore, it's a sort of more of a comprehensive way of understanding the death of the author. And he's excited to try this out to see if that makes people happy.
Yes, and the 100 or so books that you have on this really intricate trolley as you're trundling it forward into the main atrium of the Candlekeep library, you come in, your eyes adjust a little bit because you've just come in from the daylight. It's a little bit darker, but as your eyes do adjust, you see the various candelabras and chandeliers, all this candlelight. Some of the windows are streaming in some of that early sunset, that golden hour light. You see in front of you your normal post, which is the basically the Q&A visitors help section that you've been recently assigned to, and you see three individuals who are standing there in a line, very patiently waiting for you to assist them. First, we have you see someone who's actually very familiar to you because he's been hanging out in Candlekeep for the last 2 years in dusty sections of the library and occasionally coming to you for assistance. Carl, would you like to, Kiss, would you like to introduce your character? What are they doing as they're standing there? What are they hoping for?
Carlisle looks absolute, just interested in the world around him. They are reading a book. Their face suggests that they are not happy that they are reading this book. And about every 30 seconds, you kind of see their head switch from one page to the other page, and then a flip. 30 seconds, one page to the other page, flip. On a very almost like metronome type of pace. They kind of relieve a heavy sigh and close the book, put it into a bag, and then without even looking in the contents of the bag, pull out another book. Just kind of gently finger the cover and the spine with a single lick of the index finger. Open it up, and then begin with another sort of not disinterested, but more of a sort of this is a pain. This is such a chore and an obligation just reading this book. Yeah, at the same time, no one's making them doing that, making them do this. So they are pretty big for most folks that would be in this area. They are wearing a pair of spectacles. And they have a little pocket protector and the lapel pocket of their breast vest, which is like breastplate but done in a vest for something, lightly
It's
casual.
Yes, you see that Carl is wearing his characteristic breast vest, which is intricately detailed to look like a sweater vest, down to like the knitted stitches, the stitching, and then the ribbing on the edges. But it's still very nicely polished, so it's actually quite impressive when you think about it. Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead, Kiss.
Oh, unless anyone physically interacts with Carlisle, they will pay no attention to the world around them.
Gotcha. So, but right behind Carl in a waiting patiently with their giant obsidian sword, Lenta, would you go ahead and introduce your character? What are they doing here at Candlekeep?
I came to deposit a book and maybe check out the prices on the every year. I think the Avowed compile a bunch of information that they think is interesting and sell it. And the prices in like Baragast were outrageous, so maybe they're better here. She's a bit short, kind of just under 5 feet, I think. Well-worn travel clothes, definitely the bones of some beasts, maybe dinosaurs even, like a necklace of fangs going on there. She's got a book that she wrote, and it's got kind of a labyrinth on the cover, so she's just kind of idly tracing that with her finger while she waits. Not sure what she's waiting for. She was just told to wait here.
And last but not least, you see what is perhaps the most dad dad dwarf you've ever seen, a dwarf that exudes extreme dad energy, waiting in the very back of the short queue. And with that, Nelson, go ahead and introduce Derek.
Is this line
Derek
even
doing?
moving? Are we going to get through?
The line has not. Terry, how long have you been away from your desk?
I've been away some time.
Yes.
There's been a little back in 5 minutes sign, and it's been at least 45 to 50 minutes while you're.
Yeah, you've all been waiting here for almost an hour.
You know, I could be back home with my kids instead of waiting in this line. If I knew that all I was going to do in Candlekeep was wait in this line to find out the ancient histories of the Deep Rock clan dwarfs, maybe I just should have stayed home. Anyways, you see a sort of disgruntled-looking hill dwarf with simple but kind of nice-looking clothes. He takes some care of his appearance, although he's making a few bold statements with like the purple and gold. And yeah, he's trying to get something done, and he's a little bit distracted, and he's loudly asking what's going to happen next here, because he needs to get a hold of his books that he's come to find.
Gotcha. So Terry, this is what greets you after your 45 minutes of sorting these books in your cart by author death date. And as you wheel up, you see these folks in front of you, and you bring your cart around the back, and ascend to the little podium in order to help folks. And first, you see three rather impatient-looking faces looking at you.
Excellent. Well, Terry puts away the back in 5 minutes sign and picks up the sign and just goes, "All right, sorry about that. I was away for a little bit longer than I thought I was, but now I'm here, and goodness, all my entire day, the rest of my entire day is going to be dedicated to you. It looks like three people. Hello, seekers. What can I do for you?"
Well, you made us wait so long. You put the dead back in dedicated, friend.
It's good. It's a good one.
Derek, as you make that joke, like you hear someone groan from behind another bookshelf, just like,
he shouts to the groaner, "Yeah, everybody's funny here. It's a heck of a place. Goodness. Well, Mr. Deep Rock, I've got his file here. I think I've got your name here.
Ooh, good.
Yes. What can I assist you with?
I mean, if I'm not first in line, I can wait my turn. But yes, I'm
sorry.
Hoping to get some histories of the the dwarven peoples that have been collected here at Candlekeep over the years. I'm trying to learn more about my ancient genealogy. But if I'm third in line, I can wait.
Oh yes, I'm very sorry.
I've gotten good at waiting.
Of course. I'm sorry to the history of dwarves, especially the Deep Rock clan. I can probably get that for you. Toot sweet, as they say in fantasy France. Now, I'm so sorry. Who was first in line again?
Carl was first in line, but Carlisle was first in line. But Carlisle is currently
in the book.
Is in the book.
Excellent. Well, Terry, we'll go. Pardon me, Seeker Carlisle L. Daniels. Do I have your name right? Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Yes.
That is correct. That is me. I originally came here to seek out these several tomes, but in the time you were away, I finished most of them. I only require this one. It just sets one book dryly on the table. Very dryly. It's a dry book.
Excellent. Well, Terry puts some moisturizer on his hands, keeps a little bottle underneath the desk there, and he picks up the very dry book and says, "Oh, this is a good one. This is a very good one. What is this book?" he asked the DM, hoping to get an answer.
The book is a microhistory of the use of oak in various wizarding staves and wands.
Wow.
It's called Would You Use It?
Hey, there it is.
There it is. Terry laughs again. Everybody's funny. I love my job.
You hear another groan, from behind a bookshelf.
I think that person's dying.
Derek
I think
continues
we should-
chuckling for longer than is appropriate.
I think that might just be the shelves.
That's true. The infrastructure in this set wing is very poor. We're actually in not an insignificant amount of danger just standing here. Thank you very much, Mr. Daniels. Were you able to find what you needed in this book?
I found what I needed in the other books I read, and in this one I haven't had the chance to crack it open yet. Maybe if you take another 5-minute break.
Again, I apologize. It is my great shame, and I will try to be better in the future. But if you do sincerely need time, I'm happy to leave you alone and do what you need.
Wonderful. And he takes the book back and just starts reading it right there in line. Moves over to the side just a bit before the other two can get through.
Yeah, Lenta steps forward into the empty space.
Excellent. I see, and he picks out another file. Seeker Lenta, hello. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm looking for a price check on the Avowed Chronicles from this year.
Mm-hmm. Price check on the Avowed Chronicles. Yes, those are. Yeah, those are those. That's you're good to get in now because goodness, that's very popular.
Yeah.
This time of year. Well, wonderful. Well, I can put in a request to get that sought for you. Should take 30 minutes, something like that. Is that all right?
Yeah.
You
Ain't going anywhere.
As you're writing down these details, Terry, all of you hear the frantic fall of footsteps as someone runs through the library, and you hear heavy breathing just as someone is clearly sprinting all out. And the Library of Candlekeep is pretty big, so they're sprinting, but you can hear them going. And then in a they make you see a figure emerge from behind a bookshelf, make a sharp left turn, and run towards the Q&A visitor's desk, towards right at Terry. And all of you see a rather worried and out of breath half-elf woman with short hair, kind of straight, and with a bob right underneath her cheekbones. And she rushes up to the desk, slaps a hand on it, and then just takes some deep gulping breaths as she tries to regain her composure. And she looks up at Terry and says, "You're back! Okay, you're back! Good! I was here about an hour ago, and you weren't here, so I tried to find someone else, and there was someone else on the other side of this library, which is apparently a mile long, so I ran back, and you're here."
I am.
She doubles over, and she's like, so Terry, you recognize this is a person you've seen kind of around Candlekeep, and yeah, she's definitely someone who has spent quite a bit of time in these in this little community. But yeah, she wipes the sweat off of her brow and looks up at you and says, "You're Terry, right? Randall told me to talk to you. Okay, yeah. He said that you might help me find my friend, and maybe you can help me find the book that he was looking for. My friend, Falthax Deeprock, he's been looking for the price of beauty, and he said that he went looking for it, and I haven't seen him in like 3 days. It's been absolutely, I mean, we always play bridge with each other every day with 2 other friends, and he hasn't been there, and I'm just very worried."
Oh, that's all right. There's no need to be worried. And do I know this person's name if I've seen them around?
Yes. So you actually don't remember it, and then you look at her kind of blank face, just like, "It's me. I'm Loris. I'm Loris Niss."
Loris.
Yeah. You don't remember me, huh? It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have so many files, and he taps
It's
a stack of files as tall as him. I'm very sorry, but I will I will endeavor to help you. They've been missing for 3 days. You say, don't worry. People go missing in this library all the time. We don't even put in a missing persons report
Wait, what?
until 2 weeks after.
Oh
But
my-
but if it is very concerning to you, we will make this one of our top 15 priorities. But we will be able to do that as soon as we can. You said this was Falfax Deep Rock, and he turns to Derek
Falfax
Deep
Deep
Rock.
Rock. Yes.
Did you say Falfax Deep Rock?
Yes. Falfax Deep Rock. He's one of my best friends. He's been here for a really, really long time. And
Is he a Deep Rock dwarf?
he is a Deep Rock dwarf. Wait, are you also a Deep Rock dwarf?
Derek Deep Rock, at your service, madam.
Maybe you know what's. Maybe you're. I don't want to assume, but perhaps you know each other? Maybe I
I have
want to
never
make
heard of this
assumptions.
Falthrax.
Falthrax.
I have not, but I have come to Candlekeep in search of long-lost relatives, and I would be very happy to chew the fat with this person, assuming we can find them.
Well, I would love to find them as well. I mean, he was here. He's just, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he was in not a really great mental state. We
Oh,
were
dear me.
doing, he was doing counseling here at Candlekeep, but, I think that he was just really in a really bad place for a little while. He's been here for a very long time, and I think he's kind of having a midlife crisis. I tried to talk him out of it. I did talk him out of getting that hot red alchemist wagon, which was good, but he also seemed to maybe want to find something to make his life more meaningful again. So he said he was going in here to find the price of beauty in order, because he heard it was a really good self-help book. He heard from a friend of a friend, and I said, hey, sometimes self-help books are not always great, and especially here in Candlekeep, they can have different properties, but he just kind of went for it anyway, and I kind of regret, maybe if I just let him have that hot red alchemist's wagon, maybe he wouldn't have gone for this book and gone missing.
Well,
Oh dear.
at least he was trying to better himself.
That's true. I'm just thinking that maybe the way he's bettering himself isn't maybe the best way, but I don't know. So Terry, actually, all of you go ahead and make a perception check, and Terry, please do so with advantage.
Oh, will do.
18.
That is
11.
8.
That's a 17 for Terry.
All right, Carl, you are deep in that book about oak. you are learning so much about wizarding staffs and wands and the different items, magical items you can enchant. Oak really takes magic so well. You're really in a world of your own, and it's not one that you would want to go away from for now. So you're just not paying attention to what's going on. Derek, you've never really heard of this Falthrax Deep Rock before, and the news is kind of a little bit very exciting to you, so you don't quite notice what's going on. But Lenta and
Deep
Terry,
tunnel vision.
deep tunnel vision, and I'm gonna roll for Loris really quickly. So Loris actually points at your cart, Terry, and says, actually, I think that's it. And she points at your cart, and Lenta and Terry, you see in the cart that Terry just trundled in, you see this beautiful green book with gold filigree. It looks like there's some kind of gold hardware in a very Art Nouveau style on the cover. And Terry, as you bend down and take it out, you see that the cover actually has a little mirror in the center of it, along with the price of beauty, basically filigreed on the top and with gold foil, but around this mirror you see what almost looks like it's basically gold wires, kind of very, very tiny, sort of wrapping around each other like locks of hair, like very Farrah Fawcett, just kind of framing the face of whoever looks in the mirror. And so, Terry, you see your face in this mirror, and it gleams a little bit. If any of you want to make like an Arcana check or anything like that,
Sure.
feel free.
No.
Ooh, I got a 9.
It's a good looking book.
I got a 15.
Perhaps Falthrax lost his mind staring at his reflection all day.
I got to the U chapter. We're learning about yew trees.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Kiss, what'd you get?
Oh, I did not roll an Arcana check because I am not aware of the book.
That's good. Yes, you are definitely stuck. So Terry, you know that there is some strong magical vibes coming off of this. Strong, almost like conjuration magic coming out of this book, which is super not surprising to you, because there's magic books in here all the time. But as you look at yourself in this book, you see kind of like your normal gray wisps of hair, intricately, like not intricately, but like like as you like to think of it, carelessly and artfully tousled. Like that part actually kind of disappears, and you see these beautiful Farrah Fawcett locks kind of framing your hair, framing your head and your face. And then your reflection looks back at you, and then it smiles at you and says, "Why, hello, Terry."
And Terry says, "Not again." Oh, no. All right, just breathe, Terry. Just breathe. You can get through this. It's not the first time I'd talked to you. It's not going to be the last time. And he looks back at himself and says, "Hello, Terry. Good to see you."
Good to see you too. So, I see you picked me up. Are you looking for anything in particular? Seems like you could use a little rest. Those dark circles under your eyes show maybe that you could use a little pick-me-up. And you see the dark circles under your eyes in the mirror disappear. And you see like some of the wrinkles on your face, on your reflection, also kind of disappear and iron out a little bit.
And Terry goes, "Wow, this book is very manipulative. This is very dangerous." And he takes the book and he holds it to his chest and he says, "This thing is dangerous. You said you're shut up, me. This is a dangerous book. What you said your friend was looking for this?" And he says to Loris,
Yes, he was looking for this book. I mean, obviously, he must have also looked at himself, and maybe he talked himself into. Can I see the book really quickly?
"Yes, sure thing." And I'm
As
going
my
to
long
talk
lost
to-
cousin, I should see the book too.
Okay,
Okay, this is a dangerous
Derek,
thing. Prepare yourself.
Derek, do you want the book, or do you want Loris to have the book?
Yeah, I'll try to grab it if
Okay.
I can.
All right,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
going to fight her too hard,
All right.
but maybe if I'm first, I'll take it.
I mean, if you're trying to grab it for her, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Sure. Okay, I got a 17 plus 1.
Yes, you grab that book.
Okay.
Loris tries to grab the book, and you grab the book, and then you behold your reflection, and you see your own like hair, not your facial hair, but like the top of your head hair, kind of fade away, and again get gloriously framed by these Farrah Fawcett locks. And you look at yourself, and Derek says, "Hey, Derek."
Hey there.
Looking
What is
good.
this? Is this a portal to back in time in my heyday?
Well, I don't know. I mean, looks like fatherhood's treated you a little roughly around the edges, huh? And then again, you see like dark circles disappear. You see laugh lines disappear. You look like 15 years younger. And he says, "Well, I mean, if you want to find out, you can. Do you want to? Maybe it seems like maybe all of you need maybe a little bit of a pick me up. Why don't you?"
What did you do with my cousin, young, hot, sexy Derek?
I mean, he just went on a vacation. I think everyone should go on a vacation, shouldn't you?
Can you be more specific? Yes, I'm on vacation right now, actually.
Would you like a better vacation?
Where to? And are expenses included?
No, I just want this one to be over and go home soon.
Well, dearest one, my older, less sexy version of myself, that you can become a more sexy, awesome version of yourself. In fact, you don't even have to be sexier. We can just unlock your full potential. But if you would like to join your friend, or your, I guess, distant relative, I mean, he's certainly having the time of his life. Would you like to perhaps come visit him here at the Temple of the Restful Lily?
Derek looks around like, are we already there?
Well, no, but, and the book, you actually, Derek, because you're holding the book,
Right.
you smell a little bit of like something clean, and it just smells really good. It smells a little bit like Lily of the Valley. It smells like a fresh spring breeze. The book just, it feels really good, and it smells really good. And you look at yourself in the mirror, and you look good.
Well, this is very enticing. But first, Loris, I could tell you wanted to see this book too. Have a drink.
Sure. Okay. She grabs a book and she just looks at it and shakes it and says, like, "Tell me, where's my friend?" And
That's
then
right.
the reflection looks back at her and just says, "Well, why don't you come and find out?" And Laura says, "All right, no one else can play bridge and like Falthrax can." And the book opens, and it falls to the floor, and as the book opens, the pages gleam this beautiful golden light. This glow just emits from the pages of the book and grows larger and larger. And Carl, like, you can't ignore this. This is like a very bright thing happening next to you. So you all see what looks like a beautiful portal, with basically like these carved, like, again, Art Nouveau, pale wood vines just sort of surrounding it, and little golden lights kind of twinkle in and out. And then as you look beyond the portal, you see the most beautiful forest, with a wonderfully manicured little path and just shrubs of lavender everywhere. And
Moradin's beard, what magnificent sorcery.
yeah, and then in the background you do hear like a faint voice going, "Ah, ah." And another voice says, and you hear a voice from the book say, "Come, enter, and see how your friend and yourself are able to unlock your fullest potential."
Okay, Terry sees where this is going, and he reaches under the Q&A desk, and he takes out a stack of waivers and puts that on the book. And he says, "Okay, if we're going into this thing, I'm gonna need you all to sign this." And he passes it. It's basically, can't sue us, can't complain if any harm befalls you in this clearly evil book. And he passes that around to everybody.
Derek signs it without looking at it.
Carl grabs a quill and a little thing of ink, and they scribble their name on one of them with their other eyes on a different book.
Yeah. Lenta just signs it.
Excellent. And Terry takes them all back and initials all of them and witnessed, and thank you very much. Okay, let's go into the horribly dangerous book and try to find your friend.
Should I, and Loris looks at you and says, should I just go tell Randall to like send backup in case y'all don't come back soon?
That is an excellent idea. I have never had that amount of forethought when dealing with something like this. And Terry is sincerely very impressed and says, "Thank you very much.
No,
Please do that."
I will go. Okay, I'll just run the mile back to Randall, and I'll let him know if we don't come out in, I guess, your version of 5 minutes. We'll send some more folks in.
Wait, Loris, before you go, eat
Yes.
these apple slices.
Oh, okay. She like eats the apple slice and says like, "Oh, these are really good. Did you put a little bit of salt on these?"
No. Just that's a special seasoning. It's cinnamon
So
and
good.
rock dust.
Oh, wow.
Family secret.
I
Here,
guess
have some water too. Stay hydrated.
technically, I guess salt is rock dust, so that makes sense. She drinks it. She drinks the water. She eats the apple slice. It's just like you see some of the color return to her cheeks, and she looks a little bit relieved, not only by the refreshment and the snack, but also by the fact that it seems like some competent people are going to go and help find her friend, which is great. So
Yeah, I'm competent enough to know what salt is.
yes. So she nods, she smiles, a little bit of worry in her eyes, and she kind of gives Terry like a quick nod of like, "All right, you got this, I got this," and she sprints off, her robes kind of billowing out behind her while her long legs like continue. She runs down the long and many hallways that are created by bookcases in this library. So the portal remains open, and you hear you see the little like glowing lights and lavender scented breeze.
Well, Terry apologizes because he realizes that Seeker Deeprock has a familial interest in this and will probably want to jump into the horribly inadvisable portal. But he turns to the other two Seekers and says, "I'm sorry, I just assumed you'd be coming along. You are, of course, free to not jump into the mysterious book, if you'd so like."
And Derek says, "Yeah, come on, fellow book lovers, let's go investigate this beautiful golden light." And he'll start marching in there.
Candlekeep does have a policy: for every 10 hit points you lose, you get a credit for free rental. So let's go.
Sounds good. That's the spirit. Self-interest. Let's do it.
Lenta, do you just like walk in casually?
Yeah. Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to leave someone who needs help.
All right, so all four of you, very in various modes of excitement and focus, pass through the portal, which shuts and closes behind all of you in a little twinkle of bells. And oh no, we lost Kiss. In a little twinkle of bells, and the book. Oh, and Kiss is back. Great. And the book closes behind all of you, and from behind the stack where everyone could hear the groaning, what looks like a very hairy troll comes out from behind the stack and just goes, "Urgh." And then we cut over to all of you inside the inside this new place. Again, even though you just left at around sunset in Candlekeep, this is early in the day. It seems like it's almost morning here based on the angle of the sun, how the air is very cool. There's a light breeze. Somehow the light breeze ruffles through all of your hair and changes your hairstyle into something a little bit more flattering on you. And yeah, it turns, yes, all of you it turns very briefly into an Herbal Essences commercial. And with that, I actually think this is maybe a good time to take a quick break before. Oh my God, Corey! Yes, work it, Corey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break
Dang. None of us have the hair length to do that, so you're
Derek
doing it
detects
all of
that
us.
on the far side of this portal, it's morning now, and says, "Oh no, Portal travel is a young man's game. This jet lag's going to kill me. Or I guess it's portal lag. I better eat something quick. So he wants to have a break too, and he'll sit down and start unpacking his rations.
And then you begin. So you all sit down for a quick snack, and you hear the sound of music as it wafts onto the breeze. And what is that music? Oh, it's a sound of our break music coming in right now.
This place is great. I feel different already. Does anyone else's pores feel sort of smoother, cleaner? I don't know. I feel less greasy.
Oh my god.
You know, I feel cleaner. Something's different.
Y'all, we're gonna have to end this session early because, Nelson just broke me.
Just try not to look at the screen. Just try to.
I'm just
run the
gonna
game without looking
cover
at
up.
us.
I'm just gonna cover up Nelson real quick.
What is it?
Oh my god, Nelson.
Is the Herbal Essences commercial over? I can end the Herbal Essences commercial if you want.
So yes, as you so hello and welcome back to Dice Press. We have left our adventurers as they have stepped to the portal created by the price of beauty, and it seems like Derek. As you sit there eating your snacks and you're taking a quick break before you venture further into this beautiful wooded area, like with lily of the valley and lavender everywhere. It's a beautiful combination of scents. You can smell a little bit of pine on the breeze. Derek, you can see that a bunch of the golden glowing lights, like little fireflies, they descend upon your head to form a beautiful golden wig, and that will remain there for as long as you wish it to be. I have decided this. Yes.
This is great because I wanted to stay in the the Firefly Caverns the other night, but it was sealed off for some reason. Couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Had to sleep
exactly
upstairs,
what the book promised. The book
above
was like,
the ground.
you'll have this hair.
You all see various fireflies, not really fireflies, they're like little glowing lights to try to approach your heads as well. Would any of you also like to have long flowing gold hair?
I would like to try to catch one with my hand.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
5.
It flits away very quickly, and you aren't able to grab it, unfortunately.
Carl Lyle is going to let them get close, and he would then like to inspect them if that's allowed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you like an Arcana or an Investigation check?
Whichever you would like to use, whichever
right.
makes sense for your character.
Let's do some Arcana first.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 20.
You see that this is as you look a little bit closer, you see that these are essentially tiny little, it seems like these are some sort of part of an ambient spell, like a really large ambient spell that is basically spread out through this entire region. And these aren't actually sentient creatures. They're basically just little tiny sparks that are part of this enormous web of magic that is basically through, just like I said before, running throughout the area. Excuse me, this is my cat. The cat. Cat is removed for now.
Cat's complaining.
Cat is not happy. But yes, that is what you see. You see that this is definitely. Do you have detect magic or anything like that on you?
I was going to use an identify. If Carl Lyle is able to deduce that this is the ambient effect of a large range spell, if there is a way to use either the fireflies themselves or if there's any source that seems to be creating or generating it in this area, to cast identify on that.
Sure, you do that. As you cast your spell, you kind of the spell feels almost a bit more like a hot and cold situation for you because you're trying to figure out where this magic is coming from. And you can kind of sense a little bit of that magic growing a little bit more strong, or more being a little bit more strong, like towards the area where the path is leading.
Carlisle will just look at the group and say, this way, and just start walking in that area without saying anything else.
Seems like Carlisle seems like he knows what he's doing. This is a person who does things with purpose. So Terry follows.
Good enough for me. I need to get a massage.
Does Lenta follow, or does Lenta want to
Yeah,
stay?
this seems fine.
Okay, so you all make a lovely. I see Nelson already loosening your tie. This is a relaxing episode. Nothing bad's gonna happen. So you all make your way down this beautifully kept little path. It's so idyllic. It's basically made of like cobblestone, but like paved really nicely, so that way like someone won't trip over it. It's wide enough to accommodate all of you, and yeah, you just hear birds tweeting. You hear, that again, that voice in the wind going, ah. And it's not great big circles. It's just the sound of someone singing. And you finally come upon a clearing on top of a hill where you see this enormous and beautiful structure. It is very clearly an elvish made thing. You see that the normal stone turrets of what would be like a building are actually complemented with these lovely, again, like twisting Art Nouveau arches of intertwining trees and limbs. It's all beautiful and symmetrical and graceful, and it is a rather large area, as you see in front. There's a clear door to the lobby, and you see, as you look up, the carved faces of what look like sleeping elf children amongst the branches, just sort of like looking restful and happy as you approach this building. And Carlisle, you can absolutely tell this is where the magic is coming from.
This is where the magic is coming from. Notice the children.
Mm-hmm.
So Corey's, for Paul's benefit here, going to be taking out an ink and quill and writing down notes about everything she sees.
Mm-hmm. And while we're figuring that out, this is not just, so you have this big grand building in front, and then you also see two other buildings on the side. You see a tower, and you see what looks like a little like cute rustic inn made out of like stones again, with like the most idyllic thatch roof. And you see like ivy kind of crawling up. It just looks incredibly gorgeous. You see there's a vineyard out to the side. Just incredibly beautiful.
Terry looks to the others and says, "This is a death trap. We're gonna die here. I knew this day would come, and it's today. I'm sorry. I'm glad you signed those waivers. What do you say we go inside and figure out exactly how we're gonna die?"
That's the attitude, my little rock gnome friend. And take heart. We're going to find my distant cousin Falthrax, and we're going to get out of here, and we're going to look fantastic.
Wonderful. And so you enter the building. You see that there are these incredibly gorgeous, large doors with stained glass, stained glass like pictures of like flowers. So you see two lilies kind of framing both sides, and then these again beautifully carved Art Nouveau wood doors. And as you enter, the sound of singing is a little bit stronger, and you see in the lobby, it's a really, really beautiful atrium area. Paul, if you can pull up the first map, you can go ahead and see the layout of the space. Oh, the other one. That one, yes. Cool. So you are now in T1, which is the lobby. And yeah, you see that there is a rather handsome looking male elf with slicked back, like, well, actually not slicked back, but it's actually like artfully tousled red hair and deep blue eyes. He looks up at you from what is clearly a receptionist's desk and he says, "Welcome to the Temple of the Restful Lily. How may I assist all of you? Perhaps you would like some refreshments. We have some fruit water. It comes in several flavors here. Would you like some cucumbers for your eyes as you wait for your treatment?"
Maybe you could tell us where we are one more time. The Temple of the Restful Lily.
Oh yes, this is the Temple of the Restful Lily. My name is Seth, and I am here to assist you in all manner of relaxing and restful treatment bookings. Here, please have some tea. And he pours from like a little samovar-looking instrument on the side of his desk, like what looks into some delicate crystal teacups, some glasses of tea, and places them all out for you. And it says, "Well, perhaps I can, would you like a massage? I can see that perhaps you might like a little bit of something for those bags underneath your eyes there, Mr. Gnome, sir."
I would like something for the bags underneath my eyes, and that is information. We are looking for someone named Felman Rock. What was
Falthrax Deep Rock.
Falthrax Deep Pants.
Yes,
we're looking for them.
Did he come in here getting a massage and a cup of tea? Ooh, this is delicious.
Yes, the tea is a nice chamomile blend. It's like chamomile, lavender, rose. It's really nice. And anti-inflammatory as well. So you can feel like the puffiness in your face like kind of subside a little bit. And he says, well, we're looking for, we don't like to discuss our clients very often because of privacy concerns. We like this place to be, of course, a place of restfulness and relaxation, but yes, we did have a gentleman come in by that name but a few days ago, and he has elected for a series of therapies and treatments that we are sure will help him in his trying times. But perhaps I can grab one of the staff members here to assist you all. Would that be all right?
I have a couple more questions to add, please, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Of course.
Where is this? Where is the temple located?
Oh, we are actually not too far from, we are in the high forest. We are a little bit south of Silvery Moon, which is where so many of our fellow elf brethren and sisterin do live. So it is, as you can see, this is an elven establishment, but we are of course open to everyone of any background here within our walls, as long as they seek our wonderful beautifying and restful treatments.
Yes. So, second question related to the beautifying treatments. What
Yes.
what does your pricing model look like? What do your packages go for?
Yes, well, if you wish to have entry to the springs and the bathhouse, that will be 5 gold pieces per person, and you have access to the baths. We get you a nice soft robe, a private changing room with a lockable trunk for all of your needs. If you would like to stay overnight, of course, we have additional accommodations for 4 gold pieces a person, and we have specially curated, nutritionally balanced balanced meals for 5 silver pieces a person, and we do offer a wide range of teas. If you would like anything to do with hair removal or shaping, whether that be haircuts or waxing, that will be between 1 to 10 gold pieces, depending on how much we're taking care of, but of course, no judging here. We have massages, and he's just gonna go on and on, unless someone stops him.
Okay. How much money? Okay, and I'll stop you right there.
Manicures and pedicures. Oh.
Seth.
Yeah. Yes.
Seth.
Yes.
How much money do I have to give you? And he takes out his purse, which is not as... He's got 70 GP. He rolled real well on that little table. And he just puts that on the counter. This is how much money do I have to give you so that you can tell us where Freebase Jamrock is and we can get him and get out. Because this is clearly a horrible psychological trap. And we just want the dwarf and let us leave, please. How much money do you want? I can give you... I can...
Just here, sir. You do not... I just... Here, I do not need this. I will just be a moment, and I can see that you're all in a bit of a distressful situation, and you would perhaps like some answers. So let me go find a more senior staff member to assist you. Sir, this is a spa. I just want to reiterate that there is no funny business. It is a spa. I will be back with my manager. And so he slips out behind a curtain. And if any of you would like to make investigation checks.
Oh, yes.
That's cool.
Sure. Terry puts his money back in his pocket. He said, there's no way out of this. We're not... This is fine. Okay, good.
I'm snooping all over, checking for dust and things. Got a 21.
Great. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh yeah. You're from the identify spell. I was wondering if I can grab some information from that.
Gotcha. Can you go ahead and make another Arcana check for me, just really quickly?
Of course.
Yes. In the meantime, I will attend to Lenta's investigation score. Derek, Terry, are either of you making investigation checks?
Yeah, I have things to do. Derek will say, by the superfluously shiny rings of Abathor, the price structure in this place is a little steep, isn't it? And then I'll make an investigation roll of 17, but I have a bonus. Yeah, so I'm a modified 25 to try to figure out what's happening with this place.
Nice.
And Terry rolled a natural 20 plus 6.
Oh, dang. Okay, so let's start with Terry because Terry did bomb on that roll. So Terry, you look around and your instincts after so many adventures from being tattooed randomly, from running across bridges and into haunted houses, you've been on a lot of things trying to get your original status back, and your alarm bells are going off like mad. You're not fooled at all by the fact that this place is incredibly pleasant to smell, to feel, and the tea is amazing. You know that this place feels a little bit too perfect. And as you look around, you can kind of see there isn't any dust anywhere.
Aha!
There is, and in any place, it's not like there's even when people dust on a daily basis, there's still a little bit of schmutz here and there, right? There's going to be little things that people miss just to show you okay, real people have attended to this place. You do see that there is absolutely no dust. Everything is perfectly pristine. It's not that this is illusion magic. This is not illusion magic. It's just that everything here is just a little bit too clean and a little bit too nice and smells a little bit too good. So you do see over in the right behind the reception desk, though, you do see some changing rooms, and on that nat 20, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you do see the various names of clients of other people who have checked in. You do see names such as you do see various names, but one of them is Deep Rock, comma F, and you also see like Glitter. You see Silvari, Silver Song. You see Gorba, Dardarian, and you see another one called Glitter. And it's, even though everything seems a little bit too clean, you can kind of tell based on the aging of some of the parchment that Falthrax's label is the newest, and that the others look a little bit more yellow and a little bit more aged. So you can tell that Falthrax is not the only person staying here, but he is the newest person staying here. And on that note, go ahead, Carla. What was your roll for Arcana?
The Arcana roll was 14.
14. Okay. So you can definitely tell that the magic that you see here isn't so much, it's a little bit of illusion magic, but not too much. It's like there to enhance what's already there, if that makes any sense. So this light just looks a little bit more golden. Everyone within the space just looks a little bit more nice. Like, and as you look around at your compatriots, you also realize that they look like slightly more attractive, and you weren't really like, that they did not look like that outside the book. But it's like someone decided to take Photoshop and just make everyone look a little bit nicer. It's like somebody took a really good Instagram filter, and suddenly the world is just that Instagram filter, if that makes any sense.
I once knew a friend of mine who worked on an enchantment called Tinser's Fantastic Filters. I feel this might be something similar to that, because you've all received quite a glow up.
Your eyes are just a little bit bigger, a little brighter. Your jawline's just a little bit like narrow.
Lenta, you're just a baby. Terry, you're a dancing hot dog. What's going on?
And as you make this revelation, Saith comes back in, and he is followed by another very attractive moon elf, pale blue periwinkle skin, dark rippling hair tied into a rather roguish looking ponytail. He's wearing white robes that look kind of almost like a lab coat, and he has sparkling blue eyes, and he looks at all of you and he says, "Welcome. It seems that Saith here told me that all of you had a couple of questions, perhaps about our treatments. My name is Dr. Morgan. You can call me Dr. Mo. And I'm in charge of the day-to-day operations here at the Temple of the Restful Lily. If there is anything I can help you with." He goes over and he actually looks at Lenta and says, I see you've got a little bit of dryness around the cheeks here. Perhaps you've had some adventuring in some colder climates, perhaps. We do have a special treatment, and I think would be perfect for that. Yes, I see that our little glowflies have found someone to rest on for a little bit.
All natural.
Oh, yes. Well, there's a way we can make that permanent, And, of course, the remaining two of you, I'm sure there's plenty of different treatments that we have at our disposal that could assist you. I see... who... He looks at you, Tara, and he says, I see. Perhaps you are someone who loves to learn. There are ways we can perhaps enhance that here, if you so wish. Our improvements here aren't just physical, but we can also look into how we can unlock your deepest potential, your inherent intelligence and intuition.
Are you talking to Terry or Carl? And
then he looks at Carl and he says, You have an excellent sense of fashion. Perhaps we can adjust your hair and your perhaps a little bit of a face skincare routine to match.
I'd rather no one touch my hair at all. Nothing
That is
personal.
all right.
I
It is
just
fine.
don't like you.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate.
Tell
The
us how you really feel,
architecture-
How
Carl.
may I?
Back
Yes.
in the hall, there's a lot of tiny elf children all around there.
Ah, yes, it is part of our architecture. When we first decided to build this place, we wanted to give people the imagery they needed to imagine themselves as babes. Newly fresh, innocent babes.
G- GM,
Yeah.
is this one of those things where it's like, it's very elvish? Like, it's very elvish. Like, someone wants you to know, like we've been to the Feywild. We took pictures.
Yeah.
It's called Mithril. Like,
Yeah,
is that like?
it's
Would you like
very-
some Limbus hand pies? Like, are they
Yes.
doing that? Okay.
Yeah, they're doing, there's a lot of like, we're high elves and we're very elvish. And there's a lot of
elfish.
smug, and there's a little bit of smugness that just comes with being a high elf that's happening. You can all sense it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Well,
this
the-
is just gonna make. Sorry.
It's okay. The routine we'd like to take is bringing our new friend, of the Deep Rock persuasion, back into their routine of investigating books at Candlekeep. Someone misses them dearly, and while I'm sure we could all have a great time and feel better and look fantastic, there's work we have to do. Please take us to Falthrax Deep Rock.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Falthrax is going through a rather intimate treatment at the moment, and will not be available for at least a couple of hours. The procedure is rather delicate, and we would rather not interrupt it because we don't want to leave that sort of thing half finished, as it were. But it seems like all of you are adventurers and very capable people. Perhaps in exchange for some treatments, maybe there's a problem here that you can solve for us. You see our hot tub, the hot tub area underneath the spa is actually being haunted right now by a rather ornery elemental, and they are not very interested in leaving, and so many of our treatments and clients would love to be in this beautiful mineral hot springs hot tub, but they can't seem to access it because of this creature that has taken up residence. So perhaps by the time you've taken care of this person, you can see Falthrax again.
I'm amenable to that.
I guess we can kick its butt, but no face.
Yes, of course, not the face. Never the face. All right. Well, let me go ahead and show you where to go. And he swans through he swans through the changing rooms, and he brings you downstairs to basically T5, which is the bath and hot spring area. And he says, well, you can see that we haven't used this in a while, due to all of the things that I've just told you about. And you do hear like something hit the door on the other side, and you hear someone scream, "Go away!" And Dr. Mo looks at you and says, "You see what I mean?" So if you can take care of this little problem for us, we would give you, of course, massages and treatments on the house. And we do have a complimentary portrait service as well. Afterwards, we'd be more than happy to help you, to give to you as perhaps a token to remember your experience hereby. But
I do love collecting pictures of
Oh,
important people in my
good.
life. Here's my
Oh.
beautiful wife, Sarah, and like shows the rest of the party. And then it's like, okay, and here's our first kid. Yeah, there she is, Helga. That's right. And then it goes through
Excellent.
like bringing you in, flipping
Yes.
through this little book of
Yes,
all
as
these
you do
photos
this, he
that we've
opens the
got.
door and then just like carefully just like shoves all of you in there and then closes the door.
Look at this. We couldn't quite get the detail right. The artist couldn't do it because poor
He's
little
not there
Ragnar
anymore,
was
the doors
just
are
not
closed.
moving. Couldn't stop jumping up and down on the. Oh,
Well, are we alone as a group now?
You're alone as a group and you're in a beautiful bathhouse situation. So in the center, you see this enormous hot tub. It's made of marble. There are tasteful jade green tiles kind of all around the floor, and you see that the stone in this room has also been carved to look like the intertwining branches of trees with jade leaves. And marble branches and marble trunks. And that's what you see. You see this big steaming hot tub in front of you.
Okay.
And there's some benches and other like steps and whatnot so for people to get in and out and to put their stuff on.
Well, Terry turns to the group and says, you know, folks, there's a certain evil that goes along with people who walk up to you and start pointing out flaws and offering you ways you can fix that. I really don't like this place or anybody here. But if you folks are interested in fighting this elemental thing, maybe we can get some information or gain something from that. But that's kind of my mental state. How's everybody else doing right now?
great. Here's Kristen and Catherine. They're the twins. Check that out. We dress them the same all the time. Okay, and
Helga
finally,
looks
here's
just like your
baby Margaret.
wife.
Yeah.
I need all of you to make a dexterity check.
Thanks, I'll take
Okay.
that.
Nat one.
I rolled a 2.
Was that a check or a save?
That was a save.
Okay, so I guess that's a
Sorry.
6 total.
Terry rolled a 2.
18 plus 0.
Okay. A giant wave of jade green water just billows out of the hot tub and makes its way towards all of you. Carlisle, you see this coming and you just sort of do a duck and roll out of the way, but the rest of you are hit with this incredibly hot water for 3 points of damage.
Your DM ship.
Yes.
May I use an ability? Granted, we are all within 5 feet of each other.
Yes.
Using my interceptor fighting style.
Cool.
I would like to roll 1d10 plus 3 and subtract that damage from a target within 5 feet of me. So whoever
right.
has
Who
the
do you
lowest amount of
choose?
hit points.
All right.
I will assume it's Terry, and since you are the smallest, I can just kind of scoop you up.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead and make that roll.
It's going to be 1d10 plus 3, so minimum of 4. So if
Okay,
it's 3
so
damage,
that just happens. Carlisle, you see this giant green wave of hot mineral water loom up and speed towards all of you. You just scoop Terry and you do a duck and roll. It's very cool. And you end up in like a 3-point Iron Man stance with like Terry in one arm like a football.
And Terry says, "Thank you, Mr. Daniels."
I should have asked for consent. I am sorry.
It's all right. You have retroactive consent. That's great. I appreciate you saving me.
Here you go.
So out of the water, you see boiling upwards, boiling and bubbling upwards, a naiad comes right out, and she looks super angry. And she, as she does so, she raises her arms, and you see 2 more waves of water, boiling hot water, also rising as she says, "Get out of my hot spring, you terrible evil elf people!" And she You have like a split second before she starts to throw more waves of hot water at you.
Derek quickly tucks away all the family photos before they get drenched.
Terry says, "It's okay. We're here to help you."
Well, go ahead and make a persuasion roll with advantage.
Okay, thank you. Persuasion
There's not an elf among us.
with advantage. That is, it's not very high, unfortunately. That is only a, 12.
Can I use bardic inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Terry,
Excellent.
most knowledgeable of Candlekeep, master of sorting the books in different ways. I'm sure that you can talk to this water beast. Now get in there and try again. And he slaps him on the butt.
Thank you. And that's a D6. Is that right?
No, it's a D8 because I'm a level 5 bard.
Oh heck
At
yeah!
5, you get to add a D8.
Heck.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that is now a 16.
You feel that smack on your bum, that fatherly smack on your bum, as you look straight at this naiad's face, and you see her expression soften a little bit, and the water that she's commanding starts to recede, and she looks at all you and she says, "Wait, you're not with the elves."
Can't keep
No.
anything from this one.
Okay. Wait. I'm so sorry. This is the last place they can't get into, and I don't want them here, and they took my friend. And I don't know where she is. But you said that you're here you're not with the elves.
I mean, Terry says, I can't speak for everyone else, but I am very much not in favor of these elves. I'd prefer to help you. And you said your friend, they took your friend?
Yes. So she bubbles down into a much more resigned but also slightly hopeful appearance, and she sort of like brushes a watery tendril behind her ear and says, "Well, my friend Silvari, she's been gone for 10 years. When we built this place together, she said that, this is actually a sacred hot spring, and people would come and they would bring their pet capybaras and they would do the cute things with the user on their head. And then they stopped coming after, these elves came and said that they could help Silvari with, finding herself, because she's a follower of Soon, the goddess of beauty. And the thing is that, beauty isn't just about the outside, it's about the inside. And that's what I kept trying to tell her, but she didn't really believe me. So she followed these elves' advice, and it's been 10 years, and all I know is that they keep painting people, and then the people I know keep disappearing. Like, there was this tiefling that came in, and then he said he was getting his painting done, and then I never saw him again. And same with Silvari, so I just don't know. I think there was another person too, a dragonborn, who also came, and she was also talking about how excited she was to get her portrait done and her therapy and her treatments. But I never saw her again, and yeah.
We're looking for a dwarf. Have you seen him?
Well, no, but I have to say, I have barricaded this place off from the rest of the staff for about 5 years. So if he was a recent visitor, I probably haven't seen him, but yes.
You said you had to barricade yourself inside of this space. Did the elves outside make any attempt to breach it?
Oh, they do every day, but this water is actually kind of sacred and, full of magic, and I am the spirit that resides within this spring, so I have what we would call home turf advantage. Yes. Yes.
By what means did they use to try to attempt the breach?
Oh, well, they tried to knock the door down, and then they tried to, throw magic at me, and then they also, the one time they came in and they tried to paint me, and I was like not having any of that, so I threw water at them, and it like dissolved their canvas and their materials, which was really fun. So yeah, I don't know if they're like trapping people in the paintings, but it's definitely kind of a thing. Like I think they say that they hang the paintings up in the visitors' rooms, but I mean, if you want to check them out, I would probably go there. In fact, there's actually a back door I can probably get you through. Haven't used it in a while, obviously, because I'm confined to this pool. But yes, the sweater breastplate person.
Could you show us that back door?
Yes, I can show you that back door. Also, I'm so sorry that I hurt you earlier. If you don't mind, she's going to, she raises like two more tendrils of sparkling water and like gently caresses Lenta and Derek's face, and you get your hit points back. She says, I'm so sorry about that earlier. I thought you were with the elves. But yes, if you can go and find my friend, that would be amazing. And also, if there's anything else I can help with, I'll be here. This place is definitely, I can defend it pretty well against those elves. So there's two others too, besides that one that brought you in. So just be on the lookout. One of them's a CrossFit person, and the other one really believes in essential oils. So just keep an eye out.
And one more time, you said that you and your friend who's been missing for 10 years, Sylvia?
Oh, Sylvari. Yes.
Sylvari. You
Yes.
built this place together, but then the elves moved in and sort of took over?
Yes, they really preyed upon her insecurities. It was a really
dear.
bad situation. Yeah, they really, they said that they could help her. They tried to use a bunch of diffusers and other essential oil stuff, and then they tried getting her into CrossFit, and that was the last time I saw her. They said that they brought her into something called a spin class, and that was the last time I saw her.
Sounds frightening.
Yes.
Is there anything else you should tell us about the place since you helped build it? You're going to show us a back door.
Yes. So I'm going to. So basically, there are a lot of different areas here. I mean, there's a kitchen. Basically, most of the things here are what they appear, just a little bit nicer because they put that illusion magic everywhere. So honestly, the things you really should be looking out for are the people. The rooms and the property itself won't hurt you, but the people will definitely try to do something. But not all of them might be. I don't know. Like I said, there's a few people here who are here for treatments. I don't know where they are. They might still be here.
Okay, I'm satisfied.
Excellent. So
Thank you for your help.
Of course. If you need to run back here for any reason, I can certainly give you time to recover.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So she shows you to the there is totally a back door that I'm just going to make up because I'm the DM. And so if we can go ahead and show the tower and the shrine, Paul? Excellent. So you see, so she leads you to a back door. It's a little bit rusty, but it opens up. And you see in front of you a path that leads to what looks like the lowest room of the tower. In front of you, there's also a shrine-looking area, but the tower, it looks like basically what you would, looks like what was the accommodations area. It's that little in-looking spot with like some ivy growing up the side. By all, it looks a little bit like a Thomas Kincaid painting, so you can kind of see for yourself that it's like the place where people would definitely stay overnight. Since the main building is where the treatments are.
Nice functional building. I feel more at home already.
Yes. So yeah, you head over to the tower, and inside you see. So one of you go ahead and give me a strength check, or if any of you have thieves' tools,
Strength check.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, like Lenta, you see that this door is locked. It's a beautifully finished door, but it's locked. But you know, that's not something that you want to handle. It's not something that you really want to deal with on a dexterity level. So you just punch the door open.
Yeah, it might be stuck just a little bit, so just shoulder into it.
You be the door just falls off its hinges. You just that door falls
Is no
down.
more.
That door is gone. It's no more. And as that door collapses to the ground, this stench of unwashed bodies and decay and dust and dirt and grime comes out immediately. And you can see inside that there are that this is actually a room. This looks like one of the rooms in which the guests are staying. And as you look at the areas, you can kind of see that there is in fact a portrait on the wall, and the portrait looks to be of a beautiful, strong-looking golden dragonborn, and just sort of posing very majestically with a sword. But you also see that on the ground all around you, it's just bare stone. It's bare stone. There's a bunch of rags on the floor. There's like a little chamber pot looking sort of thing. There's like a window, but it's grimy and pretty gross, barely letting any of the sunlight in.
Terry turns to the others. You know, there's this old folk tale that I read in a book a couple of years ago. It's the tale of Grey Dorian, and I think we might have a reverse Grey Dorian situation going on here. This seems very sinister to me.
Smells very sinister too. Thought I was past my diaper days.
You do see in the adjacent walls there are two other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Opening doors.
Which one would you like to go into?
T14.
So you go into T14 and you see, once again, it's the same smell. It's squalid. It's terrible. There again, pile of rags on the floor. But this time you see on the wall a portrait of a very of a happy looking dwarf dancing on a table. And if any of you want to make an investigation check.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna cast Detect Magic too.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's totally cool.
Yeah, and then I'll do an investigation too. What if this is the one we've been looking for? Look at Falthrex. He's so happy. We've got to save him.
Wonderful. Carlisle moves over to the portrait to remove it from it's like, all right, we got it.
Okay. You can remove you can't move the painting. It's bolted to the wall.
I would ask Lenta to remove it, but I don't want to damage the canvas. Perhaps it's bolted by some magic.
The Naiad said people might be trapped in the paintings.
Literally
she's-
inside?
She wasn't sure.
Does Detect Magic?
Oh yeah,
learn
so
me
you
anything?
detect
That's
magic.
okay.
You definitely know this painting's cursed. It is
Okay.
a very, very powerful curse. The only way to get rid of this curse is by destroying the painting.
And then the rest of the tower and surrounding area, can I kind of sweep this building a bit, or the other rooms? Yeah.
You can sense similar magic coming from the other rooms.
Yeah. Okay. This painting is cursed. It's a really serious curse.
Yeah, if any of you want to make an Arcana check.
I got a 17.
18.
Also 17.
Lenta, you know quickly that this sort of you've kind of seen something similar before, but it's not going to take anything mundane to kill this curse. Basically, this is almost like a running, like, renewable solar powered battery situation where as long as the person who is attached to this painting keeps going, the magic of this painting will continue to run. So you can definitely destroy the painting like via strength, but it would take a lot. You can also you also know with your intelligence check that it can be destroyed using the blood of, say, a more heavenly creature.
I don't think the dwarf's in the painting. I think the painting is attached to him in some way through the curse. We could try to tear it apart, or
Can we light it on
like
fire?
celestial blood.
Ooh. Molo celestial blood. Not something I have on hand.
Something divine.
Can all of you make a quick perception check for me?
Yep.
9.
23.
15.
16.
Carlisle, so softly that no one else hears it. You hear the gentle shuffle and tap, tap, tap of someone's footsteps as they approach the building. Hello? Who broke
We
down
have-
my door?
Company.
Hello? Who's there?
Hi.
Because y'all are
We-
in the other room, right?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
So
oh,
I
okay.
guess peek into T13.
Yeah. So you peek into T13 and you see an incredibly wizened, old dragonborn. Her scales tarnished with age, almost fading, with holding a broom, wearing basically what look like robes, like staff robes. And you see her enter and kind of like try to step over the door. She stumbles a little bit. She says, "Who are all of you? Why are you here? Are you here to challenge the coven?"
My name's
Terry,
Derek Deeprock.
Oh,
We hail from Candlekeep, searching for our friend Falthrax Deeprock. Have you met any dwarves around here recently?
and when you mention the name Falthrax Ubrock, she steps back and she says, "You are here for the new kitchen assistant."
The kitchen. Excellent.
But how just be careful of the others. They will fight you and they will hurt you. And she starts tearing up. And any of you want to make like an investigation check or a perception check?
I got a modified 16
Okay.
for investigation.
It's 11 perception.
A 16 plus 6, 22 for investigation.
You, Carlisle, you can tell immediately when you look at this dragonborn and you see the portrait on the wall of a golden dragonborn in her prime wielding a sword. This is the same person.
Is that you on the painting?
She looks up balefully, using the broom she's holding as a almost like as a support, and she looks at you and says, "Yes, that is my cursed portrait. The way they trapped me here. I wanted strength, you see. I was a mighty warrior, and they said that they had a treatment here, that they had this thing called CrossFit that could increase my strength. and they said that the final step would be to paint my portrait, but I discovered that the curse of this thing was real, and when I came back and tried to demand a refund, they turned me into this. And she waves feebly at her enfeebled self.
Oh my goodness.
That's so awful.
I'm
Are you
afraid
comfortable? Are you warm? Derek will try to get close to her and, give her a pat on the shoulder.
When you pat her on the shoulder, her bones feel so brittle. This is clearly a shadow of the great warrior she was before. And she says, I wish I had my strength back. I wish I had my agility back, and I wish I could wield a sword. She looks at Lenta's sword and shakes her head, and she says, if I could, I'd cleave all of these dumb elves' heads from their shoulders, but you must go if you wish to save your friend. I cannot destroy this painting, but if you destroy the paintings, you can certainly help bring us back to our original state. And I might be able to be of more service to you.
Yeah.
Have we tried? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. This is wrong. I'd like to destroy the painting.
I cannot. Please go ahead. So I'd like you to make an athletics attack.
An athletics attack.
Yeah, an athletics check on this. Which painting are you going for? You're going for
the Dragonborn.
Okay.
And Rage would let me get advantage on strength checks and add extra damage. Would you count that as advantage on the athletics check?
I'll give you advantage on the athletics check if you're raging.
I'm raging. All right. First one's a 12. Second one's a 6.
You draw your fist back and you try to punch this painting real good. But something lashes back at you. An arc of golden green light, almost like lightning, zaps you, and you take, let's see. You take 14 psychic damage.
14 psychic damage.
And as you hear that, you hear a shriek come from inside the other building, and you hear someone yell, "Who's attacking the paintings?" And on that note, on that lovely cliffhanger, let's go ahead and take a quick break. And as we return to see what happens next.
I mean, I've heard of harsh critics, but not a painting that can defend itself.
Yes, Lenta, you just took that damage, that psychic damage from that painting real hard. And you feel echoes of just like, oh, you'll never have your story told. Your story is not even worth being told. I wouldn't even want to read about you or anything related to you. God, it's like, why even bother? You know, the only way you can even get better is maybe with a treatment here. But otherwise...
attack it again with my sword?
Okay, go ahead.
Just a regular attack?
I want to also cast Healing Word on Lenta.
Okay.
Don't listen to what that painting's saying. You're great. 9 points of healing.
All right.
Great.
9 heals. And to hit is nat 20. So I've just critted there.
All right. You don't even need to roll me damage. You take your sword out, and filled with a righteous fury that comes from wanting your story to be told, you know what your self-worth is. You don't need this painting or anyone else to tell you that you're not worth it, because you are. You cleave this painting right in half, and as you do so, it explodes into a flurry of green flame, and it basically drops down from the wall. It slides down, almost a little bit sticky, and you see that the paint almost starts to give off a slightly metallic smell, like the smell of blood. But as you do so, you look behind you and you hear like a broom clatter to the floor, and you see the painting of the person who was inside the painting is now standing next to you, although she's wearing staff robes now. But she says, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You destroyed the painting. That's amazing. I'm no longer cursed. This is great. You know what? Thank you so much. My name is Gorba. I've been here for about 3 to 4 years, 5 years, I think, and I thought I would be stronger if I had some of these treatments, but clearly not. You know what? I think," and you hear someone else screech from the castle, "I'm going to find out who did that and kill them." And she says, "Oh, I think maybe we should, if y'all want to save your friend, he's inside the kitchens. What I can do is I can go ahead and try to destroy his painting while all of you maybe go find him. Kitchen's just over this way," and she tells you where it is. So she says, "And don't worry, I will do what I can, and hopefully your friend will be back and be able to assist you while you're there." So he shows you where the kitchen is. If you want to go ahead and bring up the big house again, Paul.
Lenta, you rocked that painting. Just like you're rocking those dragon teeth around your neck.
Yeah, Lenta just comes out of rage, just like kind of
Nice.
a little bit spent.
Lenta, you dropped this.
Up top, give me one. Right there. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Are you writing a book?
Yes,
You mind if I take a peek at that, or?
go right ahead.
Oh, wonderful.
So while you're running, Carlisle has his nose buried in Lenta's book. She tells you, Gordon tells you exactly where the kitchen is. So you get back into the area. You rush back into the hot springs, and the Naya looks at you and says, "Oh, how's it going?"
Pretty good
Okay.
so far.
I think you maybe pissed some people off, so good luck. And she just quickly splashes Lenta with more healing water, and so you get your points back.
All right.
So all of you emerge. Lenta, you're just kind of sopping wet, but like very happy.
Yeah.
And as you kick down the door
Yeah.
of the you kick down the door of the hot spring hot tub, and you race down. Basically, you race into essentially what is T6, which is the kitchen area, and it is a kitchen. You see that there's like a bunch of juicers, so many raw juice machines in this space. You also see, that it's all like, there actually even aren't really any like solid food like utensils. It's all just juice. You see a bunch of fresh vegetables in a corner waiting to be juiced, and manning one of the juicers is a really elderly dwarf who keeps putting some like kale. He's like stuffing some kale into a juicer and like just plunging it down. It just is like very, very feebly doing so. And you see behind him a rather beautiful looking elf with long golden hair, just saying, "And that's the way you want to be doing that, my dear Fothrax. All right, now me and my pupper here," and she motions, and she's holding what looks like a Pomeranian in her arm. "We're just gonna go out and investigate what is going on." And you all open the doors and you barge in, and this is what you see.
Falthrax, you don't have to live like this. Come
Release
back
him,
with
elf.
us. Your friends miss you.
That's right, loose the juice.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
How are you? Are you related to me, dwarf with an excellent hair?
Well, I'm hoping to
hair.
figure that out. But yes, it's very likely, given that we both have the same last name. As soon as we get back safely to Candlekeep, you can tell me all about your family. I'll take detailed notes, and I'll tell you all about mine. And hey, whether we're related or not, you're welcome back to my inn whenever you're traveling.
Oh, right. And the elf in the room looks at all of you, and all of you are going to need to make a willpower save.
Ooh. 3.
6.
Would this be a wisdom save?
Sorry,
Or-
it's wisdom or
Wisdom,
yeah.
sorry, wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
All good.
Thank you.
11.
Sorry. 11.
4.
All of you look at this elf, and she is beautiful. She is the most amazing person you've ever seen. Everything about her, it just seems so trustworthy. The way she smiles at you, and the way she is holding her beautiful little dog, the way her hair falls across her face, it's just gorgeous. And she looks and she says, I think that Falthrax is actually quite happy the way he is here. Don't you think? Or don't you agree, Falthrax? And Falthrax, you don't even have eyes to look at Falthrax right now. You are just completely charmed by this woman, by this elven woman.
Our mistake. We back up and close the door.
Right, I guess maybe he is fine. What were we doing?
I think you were looking to leave. Perhaps you would like to get your portraits taken. Yes? I think so.
Maybe.
Why don't you come and join me here in the drawing room? And she walks out and takes you to the lounge, where you can see 4 easels have been set up, and you see Dr. Morgan and another red-headed elf woman in very, very tight athleisure wear, yoga pants, standing there, brushes at the ready. And there's another, and you see Saith is at a 4th easel. And she says, I think all of you would just be so much happier if you took a minute to relax and just imagine your best selves, because we can make that a reality here. Why don't you all sit down? Sit down. She motions to a bunch of plush chairs.
What is the extent of that wisdom saving throw that we just all failed? Are we completely under thrall?
You're basically all under thrall. She has
Okay.
charmed all of you.
How long does that last?
It lasts a minute, unless it's a concentration spell, so it lasts a minute.
Okay.
So yeah, all of you go ahead and you all sit down, and each of these elves stands next to an easel and begins to work on you. After about a minute, go ahead and make me another wisdom check.
Okay.
Who do I think is the wisest here? It's probably Terry. Terry, I know that if one of us if we were all in deep trouble, you're the one who would rise above and be able to reach down and help us all. I just get that about you. You're just so great. So I'll try to use bardic inspiration here for Terry.
Okay.
Well, you know what? There, Mr. Deep Rock, I'm very much appreciative of that, and I'm so happy you have so much faith in me and the great establishment of Candlekeep, and that has given me a cumulative 20 on that saving throw.
I got a
Wonderful.
13.
Okay.
3.
15.
Carlisle and Terry, you both are posing for this portrait, but as you
Together?
do so, no, you both have individual ones. You're both on individual. You're both on.
back to back.
You're both. Yes, this is. You're basically in a Backstreet Boys cover, just like Boys to Men kind of situation. No, you're all like on your own fainting couches. You're
Okay.
Sage to wizards.
sage to wizards, yes. And yeah, the two of you kind of blink and you realize that the people standing in front of you aren't elves at all. They're actually, each of them looks a little bit different, but they all are kind of hunched over. Their features are kind of wrinkled and bedraggled. You see that one of them, instead of holding what you thought was a Pomeranian, is actually some kind of like slime elemental, and she's got like all of them have like bedraggled hair with like bones and whatnot set in. But they're all kind of like industriously painting, and one of them turns and says, "You doing all right, dear?" And continues painting.
And Terry says, "I'm doing a lot better now," and casts magic missile on
right.
on these.
I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and give me your numbers.
Carlisle 10.
Okay.
Lenta 20.
Derek 18.
Okay.
Terry rolled a 3. Terry always rolls the bad rolls. I roll the good rolls, but Terry
Okay.
rolled a 3.
Well, Andy, you kind of started, so if you think about it,
I mean,
you're the
Terry
beginning
gets a
and the
surprise.
end.
Terry goes first
Yeah.
because Terry gets a surprise round. So I'm just going to say you go first. Let me go ahead and roll for these hags of the fetid gaze. Okay, we have hag 1.
You brought the fetish gaze just for Pride Month.
Okay. Stand by for initiative tracker input. But yes, in the meantime, let's see. Do. Sorry, everyone. Just
no worries.
typing.
You're good. I'm sorry. I haven't thought of a terrible joke in the last full minute.
No, how dare you, sir?
I know, right?
How dare you?
Unless so many things rhyme with hag.
You're very busy under someone's mental charm spell.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to give myself some bardic inspiration. Remind me that I'm okay.
So, Saith is actually just going to... the first thing that Saith does is he actually ducks out of the room. And it's just like, I'm not part of this. And just ducks out of the room. It's like, nope, I'm not paid enough. Or rather, I'm not paid enough. And then just bolts.
Is Saith really an elf? Or is
Saith is not an elf. Saith is actually, you see him, Terry and Carlisle, you see him, and he's actually some kind of fiend. And he just kind of just looks around, it's like, nope, and capers off, and the other hags look at him and say like, hey, we paid you! And he's like, not enough! So, Terry, you get the surprise round here. Who are you aiming at? So, in front of you, the hag that was hag number 1, who was the golden-haired elf, is painting your portrait. Hag number 2, that's the red-haired one who in the athleisure, she's currently painting Derek. And then hag number 3, who was Dr. Morgan, was painting Carl. And no one is painting Lenta right now because Stan left.
Excellent. Well, I'm trying to look at, because I'm casting Magic Missile. I like to cast it at the second level, so I have 4 darts.
Sure.
You can hit one creature or several. So what I would like to do is destroy all of these easels. Firstly, get the curse out of the way. So he's going to cast Magic Missile, four easels, four bolts of magical force, and he rolled a 4, a 4, a 2, and a 4 to try to destroy each of these.
They go up in
portraits.
flames.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they go up.
It's
in
amazing because it's just a bolt of kinetic energy, so that I get. So the fire comes from, I guess, just being super wicked cool when I do it. Just
And as the canvases begin to burn, all of you smell not the smell of like linen or normally whatever canvas is made out of. You smell the smell of flesh.
oh, oof.
And the hags all scream and say like, "How dare you! It took us so long to tab them!" Ah! And with that cry, Lenta and Derek, you both snap out of it, and you see in front of you what just happened as Terry like has ignited these canvases, and yeah, these hags are in front of you, and things are on fire, but not these hags. These fainting couches are real though; they're really nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, really plush fabric. So Lenta, you're up. What's up?
I'd like to give bardic inspiration to Carlisle. So that's a d6 on mine.
Cool.
And
You want to role
like-
play your bardic inspiration? Are you giving him a pep talk? Are you singing him a song?
I think I still have a copy of the book.
Oh, you just got the bardic inspiration from reading her awesome book.
Yeah, Carl,
I love it.
you look at her book. You read a story about how Lenta basically talked. You basically single-handedly repaired the marriage of a giant couple that she met in the mountains.
Yeah,
and
the
just
Cloud
help them
Peaks.
like just go through communication exercises and learn how to like how responding to each other's verbal bids is like very important in connecting and maintaining that relationship. Yeah, and you just look up and you have this new appreciation for this barbarian. Like, wow, you're more than just a person who can swing a sword. You're also really good at relationships and wisdom and communication.
For someone who spent 2 levels learning how to perfect barriers and defenses, it's nice to read something that makes me feel comfortable letting those defenses down. Thank
Nice.
you, Lenta.
And I'd like to attack with my sword. Who's closest? Which of these elves? Because the one painting my portrait skedaddled.
Yeah, skedoodled. The one who is who was in athleisure clothing, but she is now like this like dark red haired like hag looking figure, is the closest to you.
She's not the one with the slime.
No, the one with the slime
Okay.
is the one with dirty blonde hair.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna attack Yoga Pants.
This party just went from sit down and relax to let's get out my axe.
20 to hit. I'm assuming 20 hits.
Okay, Derek. Nelson, you just get a hero point for that. I'm just gonna give you a hero point.
A hero point.
I'm
Wow.
just giving you a hero point, so you can use that.
I'm going to put this on my mantle when I get home.
Yes, I'm just gonna give you a hero point for that. Yes, you do hit her. What would you like to do?
11 damage. So just like a big swing.
Nice. Okay, so, and you run up and you absolutely clobber her with your axe. She's still absolutely just bewildered by the fact that her canvas just disappeared in a puff of magic missile, and you basically take one of her arms off.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Nope.
All right. Next up is Derek.
Yeah, sure. Derek will also get into the fray, pull out his ornate hammer with his family history and carved on the hilt and swing at the closest hag.
Sure. The closest hag to you is the blonde hag, the one with the slime.
Okay. Yeah, I will attack them.
All right. Please roll.
Okay, I got a 22.
That 100% hits.
All right, and then I'm rolling really bad on damage, so I got 4 damage.
All right. You basically you nick her. You nick her in the arm, and she's like, "Ah! How dare you!
How dare you!"
how no amount of tea tree oil is going to take care of that.
You gotta let these people go.
Make me.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. And so she does that. Next is anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Oh, no, just move up to her and engage in combat. That's fine. If
Cool.
I don't know if there was a step I could take to try and flank them, maybe, but I'll just be the one in front of the blonde one. Or
Okay.
whichever one I hit. Yeah.
Gotcha. Carlisle, you are next. The person who was in front of you taking your portrait was Dr. Morgan, who is a hag. A brunette
Yes. Carlisle is first, as a bonus action, going to grab the Clotus writing utensil out of their bag, and begin etching a series of numbers of 0 to 9, and like a series of correlating letters, and an XY axis, and I'm gonna cast hexadecimal on Dr. Morgan. And I am also going to take a page out of someone else's book, Terry the Wizard. And Carlisle is going to use a magic missile at a 2nd level spell slot as well. And then use an action surge and do a second one at 2nd level as well. Both on Dr. Mo.
All right. I think that just happens, right? Like, not sure if I need to. Yeah, I think that just happens because magic missile is magic missile.
And that is 8d4 plus 8.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me those bones.
All right.
Just a mountain of d4s.
Yeah, make sure you pick all of those up afterwards.
A physical one, just make a bunch of caltrops, pretty much.
Who's in worse shape here, Kiss or the hag after this roll?
We will have to see.
Yeah.
And that's how we lost Kiss.
Yeah. Get the hand lotion ready.
Too many d4s.
Okay, that's 28 damage.
Oh.
Now, with the hex, that's for every attack that they receive, that's an additional d6 of necrotic damage. I doubt it's per die.
Yeah, I don't think it's per die.
Okay.
As much as I would love that.
Then
That would be
an additional 8 points. So 36 points of damage. Some of that necrotic, as just a viper moray eel comes out of his bag with glasses and a calculator. And it just starts doing a bunch of math in front of Dr. Mo.
I love
Flexing on him! It's flexing!
Narrator.
You-
It was at this point that Nelson realized just how good Nathan is at D&D.
I love it. A moray eel. Four moray eels like pop out, and they all start doing math. Well, they're electric eels. They pop out and they do as magic missiles. They stream out, and they have like little pens in their mouths, and they're just basically writing like all these math glyphs. It's like that one gif of like the woman or the dude with like all the math coming out.
Exactly.
But all the it's like abjuration magic, and it hits the hag that was Dr. Mo, and it's like, oh, and then you hear faintly in the background, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, I am for eels. And the eels immediately just bombard the hag and basically just fries this hag alive, and they drop to their knees. They do not look good. They do not look good after what just happened. Anything else you'd like to do during that tremendous turn, Carl?
Take a nap, and that will end my turn.
Carl just sits down on his chaise lounge and like curls up. So next, the hag with curling blonde hair who believes so much in wellness and detoxifying herself looks at looks at Carl after basically just frying her colleague and says, "How dare you? No amount of mud treatments will be able to bring Dr. Mo back like this." And she casts, let's see. She goes ahead and casts Blight. So she's going to go ahead and, let's see. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody? Or
No, just Carl.
just Carl?
That is a 24.
Yeah, so she just throws a bunch of. She basically takes out a bunch of essential a potion that looks like an essential oil thing and just like waves it at you with like a diffuser, and it billows over you, and you just smell like this incredibly noxious odor of like tea tree oil and patchouli and God knows what else, but it just kind of washes past you like no big deal, no big deal. So, yeah, she does that, and then she just looks at you and says, "Curses!"
You're appropriating elves.
Well, how dare you? We don't want to hear about that here. We're just simple folks. We're not trying to be politically correct. We're just doing what is easiest for everyone. Next is the... These are not good people. Yeah, they're lawful evil people. Next is the yoga pants hack. Not looking so hot in her yoga pants right now. But she's going to hit back at Lenta, and she's going to make a claw attack. Let's go ahead and make that happen. I'm guessing a nat 1 doesn't hit you.
Not today.
No. Okay. Yep. So she does that. And she tries to rake at you with her nail extensions, and that doesn't really work out. The acrylic nails just slide past you, and Lenta, you just sort of, just not even, you don't even make any effort. You just kind of slide to the side very slightly, and just watch this hag kind of like move past you, and she stumbles.
Oh, this hag is going down.
The last hag, Dr. Mo, stands up, and he's just like, "I hate this so much," and turns invisible.
Okay.
And then we're gonna head back to Terry.
Gosh. Oh man, I didn't take the see invisibility skill when spell when I could have when I leveled up. Dang it! So I can't. Yeah, I'm very curious to see where that person goes. So we're in a big fight. We're in a big witch fight or hag fight or whatever this is. And is it worth killing everybody? Is this worth? I mean, we're kind of in it. But Terry always asks this question: Should I kill? Should I kill? And often the answer comes back yes, which is something he thinks about late at night. But But you know, I guess they're trying to kill us. It's all right. So he's going to go cast his.
Terry remembers the faces. It's always the faces he remembers. Never the spells. Never the reason. Just the faces.
Just the faces. Deep at night, 3 a.m. As he's sipping his hot milk. His hand reaches out for the brandy.
Oh God!
Why don't they train us just to demobilize in wizard school?
I mean, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to look at the most bloodied one, and I'm going to cast sleep. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay,
You know what they never tell you about magic? The smell.
You so the most bloodied one that you can see is the one in yoga pants.
Okay, thank you.
And what's this? And what's the save?
The save is... Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's see. That is... Gosh. That is a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Oh, okay.
You send out your spell, and she surprisingly she turns around and kind of kicks it away in a roundhouse kick. Surprisingly lithe for a hag, but still, I mean, I guess a good amount of physical activity will help you keep limber. So she just kicks it away.
And Terry says to himself, "That's what I get for trying to do this peacefully." Okay.
Next is Lenta. Is there anything else? Wait, before you do that, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I'd like to shout towards the direction of the kitchen, and I say, "Hey, Troll Black's Funk Beard, keep your head down. It's getting violent in here."
Terry, do you have Bardic? I forget if you have Bardic.
Not at the moment. I did a little while.
Oh, Carl has Bardic. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, awesome. All right, just making sure I've got that y'all use everything. Awesome. You yell at the kitchen. You hear back a feeble "okay," and the sound of a juicer being like thrown at the floor. And Lenta, you're up.
Rage. Attacking Yoga Pants.
Cool. Give me an attack on Yoga Pants.
It's 12.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Frenzy attack, so that's a bonus action attack.
Go for it.
It's a nat 1, which is an 8.
She is surprisingly limber for what looks like an older person, and she just slides effortlessly out of your way as you try to hit her with your big sword.
Don't know why I expected this to be easy.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope.
All right, Derek, you're up.
Don't you know that blending up all those vegetables deprives the consumer of all the fiber that's in them? You should be eating those. And Terry, I know you know that, and that I want to use that as my bardic inspiration. So I'll target Terry. You get next time you need to roll something. I'm acknowledging your prowess at healthy foods and diet and whatnot. Meanwhile, I will hit this hag in front of me with my hammer again. Okay, I rolled a 16 plus 4. Is that right? So I should be not a 20.
A dirty 20. You hit.
A dirty
Who are you
20.
Hitting?
I forget. Sorry, I think
It's curly hair blonde.
curly hair blonde. Yeah, I'm on
Curly hair
I'm on
blonde.
the slime one, right?
You're on the slime one.
She's really the slime one. That's who she really is. Okay. And I'm going to get, for damage, what is that? 4 again. Hey, master of tickling people with this hammer.
You definitely nick her again, and she drops her slime, which starts to inch away, and she's just like, you made me drop Poopsie. How dare you? I need a smoothie.
This reminds me of cleaning up after the twins. Just a few years ago, they also had balls of slime all over the inn. It was a simpler time.
Carl, you're up.
Blink and you'll miss this.
Would it be safe to assume that we have the rest of the hags kind of like on their back heel at this point?
I mean, the yoga pants one, not yoga pants, but the dirty blonde one at this point, still looks not too bad, but the other one also doesn't look too bad, but they're definitely not looking great.
Are they within reasonable distance between one another? How close are they?
They are currently, I mean, the whole room is only about like 30-40 feet, so you can probably hit both of them if you have a good enough AoE spell.
I'm just going to go for the one with the slime that dropped.
Yep.
I'm going to do some math, and then
More math happens.
Carlisle is going to cast Ice Knife.
Ooh.
So if it hits the 19 plus 6, 25 to hit.
That hits.
1d10 piercing damage to
Go ahead and roll me that.
lady, and then an additional d6 to Poopsie.
Go for it.
4 damage to the hag, and then for Poopsie, 2 points of ice damage.
Poopsie is absolutely just impaled. Just you. So what happens is you start your abjuration magic again, and these glyphs of geometry and various like sine, cosine, function, limits, they all appear, and then they all kind of coalesce into one math knife, one like icy math knife, and it shoots through the air and goes right through the hag's shoulder, and then embeds itself in the little slime elemental, which like goes and dies. And as it arcs through the air, you see like various linear equations follow it. Excellent.
Got it.
Anything else anything else you'd like to do?
That would be the end of that turn.
Perfect. Next is let's see. The one who you just impaled turns around and hisses at you and says, "You killed Poopsie," and goes ahead and casts, throws a spell at you, and you need to go ahead and roll me a Wisdom saving throw.
13.
You just make it. She throws a cloud of basically light green mist at you, and you hear the sounds of what sounds like almost like traditional elvish music. It's like na 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 na, and it sounds a little bit like what in this real world we would call river dance.
Oh, I thought it was like.
And for a moment you feel like you need to jig up and down with your arms perfectly stationary at your side, but that impulse passes, and you are left completely unaffected by this irresistible dance spell. And she curses at you, and she scrabbles at her elemental and tries to flee. Next is let's see. Next is, I believe, the Yoga Pants hag, who's going to try to get back at Lenta, and she's going to go for, let's see, she's going to go for another claw attack. I'm going to assume that a 24 hits.
It does. I do have resistance to several damage types right now.
Slashing damage.
Yes.
Okay, so let me go ahead and roll, and then you can just take half of that. Where's my D8? So take 5 slashing damage.
All right. So
And
half
she-
of that, or is that halved already?
That's halved already.
All right.
I originally rolled 10.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be trying to be helpful and do math for you, and like, no, I just made it more complicated. So yeah, she slashes you, she nicks you a little bit, and it definitely doesn't feel good. You can see blood on her nail extensions, and it's just not fun. So next is Dr. Mo. Terry, you feel like a presence behind you. You feel the hair on the back of your neck prickle. And out of nowhere, claws try to rake at your body. But in that moment, you feel... Where is your tattoo?
My tattoo, yeah, it's got to be a lower back, doesn't it? It's I have from the last adventure, I have a shadow demon brand on my lower back, with the first little bit of the verse of Shemshime's rhyme, which I think it says, "See a mother
Scything wheat.
See a mother scything wheat."
So for a moment, you feel a tingle at the bottom of your back. And you feel like this cold, prickling sensation just disperse throughout your body, emanating from what you know is your tattoo. And for a second, you almost feel the claws coming through your body, but they pass through as you look at your hands, and you realize they've turned into a shadowy mist. And what's happened is that your tattoo is actually a ghost step tattoo. It has 3 charges, and it regains all expended charges daily at dawn. So as a so for now, I'm gonna say, because I made it a story thing, you still have a bonus action. But you basically expended one of the tattoo's charges to become incorporeal until the end of your next turn. For the duration, you gain the following benefits. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. You can't be grappled or restrained, and you can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were in solid terrain. But if it's basically Shadow Cat rules, but if you end your turn in a solid object, you do take 1 d10 force damage. And then you get shunted aside to the nearest available space.
Gosh, my pep talks are getting better.
Yeah, right now, all of you see your friend Terry suddenly turn into like a ghostly, dark version of himself. And inside you can see like the shadow of almost like waving wheat.
Wow. Okay.
And he says, "Curses!" And the last hag reappears, having unsuccessfully tried to slice through you. And Terry, it's now your turn. You can still do actions and do spells and whatnot in this form.
Okay. I'm going to turn around to and Dr. Mo is now
He's corporeal.
He's
Yeah.
corporeal. I'm going to look
He's visible. Yeah.
I'm going to look at Dr. Mo in my new ghostly incorporeal form, and I'm going to say, "Excuse me," and cast Ray of Frost, which is with the fantastic bardic inspiration. There, that's 3d8 worth of damage. I say, "Excuse me, chill out," because we're playing D&D and puns are fun. So here we go.
Yes.
We got that's 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 2 is 13 damage.
13. You absolutely annihilate him.
Fantastic.
You take him down, and as you just turn around, and your eyes, when you're in this form, are actually like 2 glowing blue lights. And you just turn around, and the same glowing blue energy just like shoots out of your hand as you basically freeze this hag to death. And it's like that Sub-Zero moment where like they freeze, and then you move forward to kind of move past them. And as you like turn around, you see your friends, and the entire frozen statue of this hag just crumbles to the ground.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
2 hags to go. Lenta, you're up.
Attack.
Okay,
17.
that hits.
14 damage.
That definitely hits. She is on death's door.
Dead or not?
She's almost dead. She
Frenzy attack then. Another hit.
cool. Go for it.
15.
15 does not hit.
All right. It's fine.
Oh,
That's
so
it.
close.
That's
okay.
it for my turn.
All right, Derek, you're up.
Okay, I'll keep hammering away at the one in front of me. I'm all
Okay.
out of inspirations to hand out. Oh, I got a 5.
Oh, unfortunately, you do not hit. All
Maybe I
right.
could take a class from one of your massage therapists. I was aiming for your back.
Just turn around and hiss at you. All right, Car. Oh,
Kiss, you're
we
muted.
can't hear you.
Muted. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I did that again. Carlisle will run to the last remaining hags, sticking their free hand into the bag, wincing a bit as they pull it out, and they grab like another eel that's just kind of like bit onto their arm, and they kind of noodle it out as the rest of the eel is a battle axe. As I summon my weapon bond weapon, and I move to attack with a green flame blade upon the hag next to the one that's about to get hit.
So the golden, the dirty blonde.
Yes, please.
All right.
And that is going to be 14, and I would like to use the Bardic Inspiration die
Yeah,
for 18 to hit.
that hits.
And an additional 1d8, and that's going to be an 5 plus 3. So that's going to be 8 damage to the one I hit, and then a tiny little eel is going to sneak out of the bag and bite the other one for the
Yes.
green flame blade effect for an
Awesome.
additional 5 points of damage.
Oh, so the additional 5 points of damage going to the other hag.
Yes, the one that is almost down.
As the eel like curls out, this like beautiful little green eel, like a little tiny moray, just like comes out and goes, humph. Actually, it's a tiny gulper eel. Just goes and goes humph on the other hag. That other hag is like, ah, and goes down. So you only have one left. Let me go ahead and click. You only have the dirty blonde lady left. So
In Silvery Moon Forest, fish
Yes.
catches you.
Should we leave the last one to ask questions, or?
I'm happy with that. Yeah, that sounds good. I want more answers. I want answers.
All right.
Okay.
That'll end my turn.
awesome. That is so she is going to do her best to flee. So she's going to disengage and she's going to run away. But as she does so, she does disengage. Basically, you can't get attacks of opportunity, right? So yeah, so
She
she's
just
going to try to
runs.
run away. She just runs. She's trying to make it to the door. She's not out of the room yet. And Terry, you're still a big, well, not big. You're still like a shadowy, floating version of yourself.
I'm a creepy, floaty boy.
Yes.
And yeah, gosh, what I don't really have. I could try to cast sleep again, which would be interesting. From a full run to instant sleep would be very fun. So I think I'm gonna try to do that. See if I can put some juice on this. Come on. It's only a 16.
Don't you have Bardic?
You do still, don't you?
Do I still?
Did you use it? Well, until you use it up. Like, it's just a die. It's a D8 that you can add to something, but I don't think you used it last turn. Did you use it for the Ray of Frost attack?
I did use it for the Ray of Frost attack.
Did you?
Sadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said 16?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that it hits because I'm the DM and
D&D.
it hits now. It's D&D. So you're only 1 point off. I'm like, I'm just gonna give that to you. So
Oh,
it hits her, and she actually, yes, she's like going full sprint, and then she just drops and she takes some bludgeoning damage. I'm just gonna,
That's just how powerful the teas and essential oils are around here.
and she's dead. She trips over.
Was there a
She
$1 million
trips over a
baby
leg.
stool just in the corner?
At least she died in her sleep.
She falls
Peacefully.
asleep, immediately trips over an ottoman, and just cracks her neck. And you're out of combat, yay! And as you
Kids,
do, as
That's why we say no running at the pool.
Dungeons and Dragons is a violent game. All these ottomans around.
Oh,
You never know when
Remember,
a chaise
friends?
lounge is going to strike back.
And so, the moment this person dies, you hear exclamations come from around the facility, and you see a running in through the door, a rather robust looking dwarf who looks very much like the dwarf you saw in that painting, rushing through the door, followed by a tiefling and the dragonborn, and also a moon elf, a beautiful moon elf, coming through the door and just say, "You killed them! Oh my gosh, thank you so much! This is amazing!" And then Silvari, who is the moon elf, she looks at all of you and says, "Thank you. We can begin the task of finally rebuilding and, making this place where real therapy can occur, like cognitive behavioral therapy, instead of, I don't know, rubbing people with oils. That was just not really cool. And Falthrax Deeprock looks at you, Derek, and says, "Thank you, distant cousin, thrice removed on my father's side. I know
It was
of
my
you."
pleasure. I'll give him a big embrace.
You hug each other. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh boy. I got a 20.
He got a nat 1. You lift him up in the air.
Aww.
And it's a beautiful reunion. And out of a mug of water that Sylvari is holding, you see a bubble, and a tiny version of that naiad comes out of the water and says, like, "Yay, you did it! I'm so glad that you saved this place. Thank you so much. Here, Sylvari, why don't you just throw me at them, and then I can help restore some HP." And she's like, "Okay, sure." And then she just like throws the water on you, and then you heal back up.
All right.
Just gonna take a quick inventory, just document everyone's injuries so we can be compensated for this time on behalf of Candlekeep. Just make sure, just keep a document of this.
Terry, at any point you can come out of being a shadow, as long as you're not stuck in a physical object when you do.
Okay. Well, I do so and go, "Whoa, what a rush." I'm going to do that again. Wow.
I'll ping you the details of your tattoo, so that way you have it for the next campaign.
Cool, thank you.
So yeah, you all make your way back out, and you see that, everything still is beautiful. But definitely, like, Derek, your beautiful hair disappears. You're just left with your normal hair. Thank you. Oh my God.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Deeprock.
Well,
Just like
just those little glow bugs.
glowing dust. and the spa looks like a place where actual people go to now. Like, there's like, there's like a little bit of dust here. You can see like, oh yeah, like that painting over there is a little bit crooked, could be like straightened up a little bit. Yeah, it just seems like an actual spa, like not an weirdly beautiful, meticulously, abnormally clean place. And you all like walk out of the book. You see, as you end up back where you were, as you entered, there's like a little portal that you can go through, and you walk back into the musty halls of Candlekeep, and you see jogging up Loris and Randall himself, and also a bunch of other Candlekeep mages, just like, oh, you got here right in time. I see you got back right in time. Well done.
Thank you very much. Is this Randall?
This is Randall.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Yes, no, everything's fine here. We've got Mr. The Artax Blankthweet back, and he's all safe and sound. I'm sure Loris will be happy about that. And gosh, enough time has elapsed, and I think the request we put in to get you, Lenta, your pricing on the Avowed Chronicles, and Mr. Deep Rock there, we've got your book of the Deep Rock ancestry. I don't know why I can get your last name right when it's related to a book, but I can. And of course, Mr. Seeker Daniels, we've got some quiet reading spaces for you to do all the reading you want and make all the progress on that oak book as you would want. And he turns to Randall Keith and says, "Everything's tip-top, ship-shape, and I'm a ghost man now."
And after that spewing of words, Randall just looks at you. He's a very tall, John Cena-like looking dude, and he just sort of nods, and he clasps a big, meaty hand on your shoulder, Terry, and says, "Good work." Because behind you is not only, it basically is everyone that you saved, except for Sylvari. He says, "For saving so many people, and for making sure that you got all of this business done, even though you were on a heroic adventure, I'm going to promote you. You are no longer junior adjutant of mediocre standing. You are now a junior adjutant of adequate standing."
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And he is tear aside. Thank you. It's all I ever wanted. And he takes out a pen and he amends his name tag. Thank you very
It's
much.
adequate standing.
Yeah, thank you.
And as the camera pans back, the sun is setting. You weren't gone for that long. We see like a flock of doves like go past. No poop this time, and all of you, Derek, you and Falthrax toddle off to with Loris, who is hugging Falthrax frantically and just crying in relief. You all head over to the nearby Candlekeep tea parlor for some tea and some bridge. Lenta, you get some pricing that you're very, very happy with, and Carlisle, you discover perhaps the new topic that you should base your wizarding thesis on. And you now have a new purpose to your place here in Candlekeep. I don't know, Carla, if you have any thoughts as to what that thesis should be on.
It would be. It would be fashion.
Fashion and how
Fashion.
how it affects magical workings and the image. Basically, it's a big treatise on like the image and how it affects the psychological workings of magic, of making magic.
Is the
It's
magic missile.
Yes.
Fashion. Mostly socks.
And Terry, as you all go to bed that night, Terry, you look at your newly amended badge, and you smile to yourself after another adventure beautifully completed. And the starry night sky beams down upon Candlekeep as we end our adventure of the price of beauty. Thank you all so much for joining us on this wonderful little adventure. Once again, sorry if you were in chat and yelling at me. I know this was not precisely what the adventure was about, but you know what? It's our rules, and we had a fun time, and I hope you did too. Yay! So with that, thank you again to our patrons on Patreon. We're going to go ahead and say thank you to our subs in just a moment. But before we go, where can we find all of you good friends? We'll start in reverse order. Kiss, where can we find you?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter under What Is Kiss, and you can also see me on different streaming things somewhere, somehow. Look for me on Twitter. Okay, bye.
And he's out. Thank you so much. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me streaming here on Loading Ready Run, as well as on Twitter at Absolar. If you have any complaints, just throw them there. It's fine.
And on that note, Nelson, where can we find you?
I'm Nelly. You can find me streaming here. I also have my own little Twitch channel, Coach Nelly on Twitch, and then my Twitter is at Coach Nelly MTG.
Awesome. And again, last but not least, Andy, where can we find you?
You can find me at Andrew Cowden on Twitter, or you could go to andrewcowden.com and see me in various costumes and things from my theater work that I hope will as soon as the theaters are coming back, folks.
Yes.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Thank you. And if you want to see me, more of me, I occasionally do things here with Loading Ready Run where I DM, and I also pretend to be recently mostly people associated with making cheese, which has always been fun. I may or may not have devoted half an hour of researching the German accent for that. But
we're definitely not getting that character back ever.
We're not getting that character back ever. Never.
Unless
there's more characters.
What if?
What if? Who knows? But you can find me on Twitter at KilnFiendPotter, and you can also find me on Instagram where I post all of my ceramics work at KilnFiendPottery. And you can also see all my ceramic stuff at KilnFiendPottery.com, which is always fun.